Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in this video I will show you how can you integrate advertisement in your wallpaper app or any other app. So that is what we will see, and also we will see how we can also integrate the analytics. So we will use Firebase again for adding the Admob and the analytics. And before proceeding to that, let me just run this application inside in our iOS simulator, because I forgot to do that in my previous video when we build this wallpaper app. And again, this video is totally independent of this application. You can follow these steps for a new application as well. So steps will be kind of same, but you need to set up the Firebase and everything. For that you can watch my videos. So here you can see here that I have this Flutter with Firebase repository where you will find all the details. And let me just refresh it. And on YouTube also I have a set of tutorials for Firebase. So there is a playlist available for Flutter with Firebase, so you can check that out. And here you can see we have this application running on this iOS simulator as well, and it is looking good, I guess. Yeah, let me just click on one of these, and yes, you can see. Okay, there is some lag also, but I guess that is because of some problem, and I have so many things running on this computer, so that may be the reason of this. So that's it. So this is what one thing. And apart from this, I have tested it on my regular device, and it is working brilliantly there. There is no problem with the performance. So that's one thing. Let me just go back to Android simulator or emulator, you can say. Let me just open the terminal, and this will give us our Android emulator. Okay, so we will run this application on Android. So now let's integrate the Admob into our application. Okay, so for adding Admob, what you need to do, you need to first of all set up the Firebase. For that you can watch my Firebase setup tutorial. And then what we will do, we will go to this pubspec YAML. Here we have some dependency, as you can see: Firebase auth, Google sign-in, Cloud Firestore, and staggered grid view, which we used for wallpaper app. Again, you don't have to add all of these things if you are using a new project, but for Firebase setup you need to add this some of these things. So let me just do one thing. I will add the Admob dependency here, but before that let me just see whether this app is running fine or not on this Android emulator. So it will just take few seconds. Okay, here it is looking good, I guess. It is much better. Yeah, performance is also better. So there was some issue with the iOS simulator, I guess. Okay, so here we will add Firebase underscore, okay, Admob. Okay, that is fine. So it will give us the Admob dependency. Now what I will do, I will what I can do, I want to show the advertisement in this Wally screen. Let me just make it a little bit bigger so that you can have a proper view. Okay, so what we can do here, we can, okay, one second, we can go to this wall screen. Here on the top we will import the Admob library, Firebase Admob slash Admob Firebase Admob dot. And now what we can do, we will take a constant first of all. Okay, so here we can take a constant for our we can make it a test device, because this emulator will be like a test device, because this is not an original device. So here we can specify our device ID. We don't have any device ID yet, but let's open the console once and debug console. Here in this console we will get the device ID when we will run this application, I guess. So let's wait for it. So it is saying error online, so let me just see if there is any kind of error as well. I don't see any error although, but let's skip it. Okay, so now we have this test device. Now what we need to do inside our this state class, let me just make it a little bit width. Okay, here what we will do inside our state class, again you have to make a stateful widget for this. Okay, so here we will make a variable which will be static final variable. Okay, and here we need to use this mobile add target info, which will provide information of the our advertisement. So we can name it as target info. Okay, this variable is target info, and this will be an object of this class mobile target info, let's say. Okay, and here this constructor takes few parameters. Okay, so what kind of parameter it takes? It has a test device, so we can give it a test device, right? So we can say test device is test device, which we have. Okay, if it is not equal to null, if it is equal to null, then what we can do? If it is not equal to null, then we can give a let's say list of test devices. So we can say string. Okay, and here we can say test device. Okay, otherwise it will be null. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now after test device, what we can have some keywords. Okay, so we can specify some keywords for our ads, which can be like here you can say wallpapers. Okay, walls, okay, AMOLED. So you can specify different kind of keywords here. Okay, now you can also show the content URL, which I guess we don't have to write as of now. You can also show the birthday. So let's say we can say datetime dot now. Okay, we can also have the child directed attribute. Okay, what it do, let's see. So we don't have any information, so let's make it true. First of all, it's already true, so you can skip this. Okay, now we can also target the gender. So we can say mobile gender dot male, female, or unknown. So we are targeting anyone, so let's remove this as well, so we don't need this. Okay, so if it is child directed, which means that if if it is targeting children or not, so that is one thing, so you can skip that too. Okay, so now after doing this, we can have three types of ads. First can be mainly two types. First is banner ad and another is interstitial ad. Banner ad is something which you see on the bottom, very thin kind of ad with like 50 pixel height, and interstitial ad is kind of full screen ads. Okay, so here we can say banner ad, and they have also a third kind of ad, which is a rewards type of ad, but that is not something which you will use. Okay, so we have this interstitial ad also. We can say interstitial ad. Okay, so now apart from that, what we can do, we can create a widget from this ad. Okay, so these are our variables. Now after creating these variables, what we will do, we will make a banner ad. Okay, we can say create banner ad. Okay, here we can say, okay, sorry, this is a method. So here we can say return new. We already have a widget for this, which is banner ad widget. Okay, so it takes few parameters. First is the ad unit ID. So here we can say banner ad dot test ad unit ID. Okay, then we have this size. Okay, so we can say ad size dot banner. Okay, and then we have targeting info, where we can say target info, which we made earlier, if you remember this target info. Okay, then it also takes a listener, where we can this listener give us mobile ad event. So here we can say mobile add event, which will give us an event, like if the event, like if add is clicked or anything. Okay, so here we can say, we can print this event. So we can say banner event, and here we can print this event. Fine. Okay, so as of now this is what we have. Okay, we have this banner id. Now similarly we can create one interstitial ad. Okay, so here we can say interstitial ad, create interstitial ad. Okay, and it will return interstitial ad. Again, the size, you don't have to give the size for interstitial ad, because it already, it means that it will be a full screen ad. Okay, but you can adjust the size for banner ads. And now rather than a banner ad, we can say interstitial ad. And right now we are using this test ad unit id, which is just for testing purpose, but we need to create original ad id, which we will create later. Okay, so this is the situation, everything would be kind of same. Okay, we don't have to cheat. Let's just say interstitial event. Okay, so we have this kind of things which we did. Okay, so now what we need to do, here in the init state, before the subscription, let's do one thing. We can say Firebase Admob, okay, dot instance, and then dot initialize. Okay, we need to initialize it. So we can pass here the app id, which is, again, as of now we don't have any app id, so we can say Firebase Admob dot test app id. Okay, this is just for testing purposes. Okay, so this is something. Now what we can again do, we can say here that banner ad, okay, is equal to create banner ad, okay, dot dot, and then we can show it. Okay, whenever the init state method will be called. Okay, so this is one thing. After that, in the dispose method, we need to also dispose this banner id, or you can say the advertisement. So we can say not banner id, banner ad, sorry, I just fumble a little bit sometimes. Okay, so here we can call this dispose. Similarly for interstitial ad, we can say dispose. Okay, now let's run this application and we will see if that's working or not. So to show this application, we can call this show method. And one more thing is, as I told you, I was using the latest Firebase Admob version, and it has some problems. So I have changed this Firebase Admob to 0.5.2. So please make sure to change that too, because there is some problem with the latest version. So now we will run this app. And one more thing we need to fix. First of all, before showing this, we also need to load it, then only we can show it. So as if now it should show the test app to us. Let's run this and let's see what happens. Okay, so let's wait for it, and it should work. Okay, so this is our banner ad. Similarly, we can also show the interstitial ad as well. So we'll also see that. So as you can see now, okay, we have some. Okay, so this test devices has some problem, that is saying that we have specified test devices which should not be equal to null, but we haven't entered any test devices. So by default, this makes sure that your test devices will be defined by this this plugin. So you can directly give it a test device, or you can leave it blank, then also it will pick the emulator as a test device. So let's run this application again without any test device, so that emulator could pick it. We don't have to mention it. And again, if we want to show the real world advertisement, so we can have our own app ID. For that we will create that app ID again for the advertisement, for interstitial as well as for banner ads. So what we will do, wait for a second, and now we should have, yeah, as you can see we have this ad in the bottom by itself. You can also change its position. So here in this show method, here you have some parameter as well, anchor type and anchor offset. So anchor type can be used to show the at the top, ad can be shown at the top, and by default it should be at the bottom. Okay, so after that what we can do now, when we click on our application, we open this new screen. So rather than doing that, what we can do here, we can say this, and we have this push, wait a second, yeah. So here, rather than doing that, we can, when we are going to next screen, we can show this interstitial ad as well. So we can say dot, one second, where is our interstitial ad? This is create interstitial ad. Okay, so we can say create interstitial ad dot dot load and dot dot show. Okay, so this will show the interstitial ad. Now let's click one of item, and you can see the ad by Google, which is a test ad, and also you can see this bottom ad as well. So that is also constant with this screen. So that is how you can implement advertisement in your app. So now let's go back to this Firebase console. Here, let me just open the console, and now what we will do, we will go to our project first, and now we will go to our Admob, where it is, this is where we have this Admob, and we will sign up for this Admob first of all. So it is signing me up, and it will take some time. Then after Admob, what we can do, we can uh, integrate the real app. So that's how we can do, but it will take some time again. Okay, so it is saying me to turn off the ad blocker. Okay, let's create the Admob account. Now I have successfully created the Admob account. Now okay, let me just do yes, and it will say continue. That is fine also. Now it is creating the Admob account for me. Now here, add your first app, not yet, enter the name. So we can say Wi-Fi, platform Android or iOS. So as of now it is for Android, and now we will create an ad unit. So we will select this banner ad first of all, and Wi-Fi banner, we can give it a name. Okay, so you can just perform the similar steps. Now we have this, you can see this app ID here. Okay, where it have another app ID, I don't know what kind of app IDs they are giving, but yeah, this is the ad unit ID which we need. Okay, so I will just copy it. Okay, and then what I will do here in the banner ad, let me just do one thing. Rather than this test unit ID, what I can see, why I can directly fix here my this ID. Okay, fine. Now let's also make another ad, which will be an interstitial ad, and wolfy interstitial. Okay, now we will create this as well, and now it will give us this interstitial app ID. Now let's select that also, and here we can directly put this one. Okay, now it is also asking me for this app ID, which we need now. So let's go back and let's see if we have this app ID here with this. So wait a second, one second. So we have this app overview, we have this earning and everything. Let's go to app settings, and now we have this app ID as well. Okay, so what we can do here, first of all, let's link to Firebase. Okay, so we need to link to Firebase as well. Now it is asking for the package name, so let's go back to our Android app and build.gradle. Here you have the package name as mtechviral.fdemo. Okay, we can copy this and now we can paste it here. Okay, now it will connect, and Flutter demo we can select, and now we can continue. So it is some set of procedure, if you see, and now it will be done. Okay, so now let me just copy this app ID also, and now here I can paste this app ID rather than this test app ID. And now if I will just give it this, okay, so we are good to go, I guess. And now if I will refresh this page of Firebase console, then also it should show me this particular thing. Yeah, we have this linked one, and we haven't integrated the iOS yet, and maybe we can do it later because I don't have the iOS account, so I cannot customize it also. So let's just close this application and let's run this application again to see whether this advertisement is working or not. So in the emulator again it will not work, but this is what we can see, and in real device it will work after some time. It takes at least 24 hours, maybe at max 24 hours, not at least, and it can be it can take maybe 2 hours or 1 hour. So that's it. So I'll show you in some other video if I will get the ad on my real device. So, and we will also publish this app to Play Store in the next video or next from next, so we'll see that. So it is taking some time, and now it should run. Let's wait for a few more seconds. Not running. What's happening? I don't know. What actually happened? Let's just resume it. Let's go back. Okay, it is doing something in the background, I don't know. Let's rerun this application. I know guys, this is a little bit frustrating if you are dealing with the real-time code, and it can take time sometimes. So again, I'm sorry for that, but yeah, everything will work for sure. It can take time, but it will definitely work. So it is again guys taking some time. Okay, now it is showing, and here you can say ad was failed to load because we our ad is not yet verified by Google, but then it will be available after it will be verified by the Google. So that's it guys from this Admob tutorial, and then we will also talk about analytics, and that we can integrate later. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then you can like the video, and if you are not the subscriber, then you should subscribe. Also check my GitHub page for more such cool stuff. Thank you guys, bye bye, take care, I'll see you in the next video.